Urgent Dog Pound fan, look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest Dog Pound news, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Analyst names dream draft scenario for Browns. The Cleveland Browns will add one of the best players in the nation to their team with the number 2 pick. The number 2 pick gives them a myriad of opportunities, and most signs point to their interest in Travis Hunter. Insiders and analysts are talking about Hunter to the Browns as if it had already happened, and barring a shocking turn of events, it seems like that will be the case. However, Tony Rizzo wants to daydream, and he believes the Browns could make an even bigger splash after taking Hunter. On Tuesday's edition of ESPN Cleveland's The Really Big Show, Rizzo argued that the dream scenario for the Browns would be to take Hunter and then trade back up in the first round to pair him with Shedeur Sanders. The dream draft scenario for the Browns is to take Travis Hunter and then trade back up and reunite him Shedeur Sanders, Rizzo said. Sanders has reportedly fallen in several mock drafts over the past week or so, and some have him falling to number 9 to the New Orleans Saints. The Browns have 5 picks up to top 104, so they could certainly be in a position to move up from number 33, but it might require more than what they're willing to pay. This would be a perfect scenario for Andrew Berry. Whether he'll be able to pull it off remains to be seen. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest Dog Pound news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks. Now let's get back to the news. Former Lions bust getting one final. Chance to save his career. Former Detroit defensive lineman Julian Okwara signed with the Cleveland Browns after spending last season in Arizona. Veteran defensive lineman Julian Okwara has surprisingly landed a new opportunity ahead of the 2025 season. According to ESPN's Daniel Oyefusi, the former Detroit Lions defender has signed with the Cleveland Browns. The Browns have signed D.E. Julian Okwara, the team announced. The 27-year-old defensive lineman was most recently with the Arizona Cardinals last season, appearing in 13 games and recording a sack. Okwara was taken in the 3rd round of the 2020 NFL Draft out of Notre Dame by the Detroit Lions. The 6'4" defensive lineman appeared in 6 games as a rookie in 2020, as he had a long stint on injured reserve due to a right leg injury. Okwara eventually returned to the field in Week 16 to finish out the rest of the year. He wrapped up his rookie campaign with 3 combined tackles. In his second year with the Lions, Okwara made a notable impact on the defense. The former Notre Dame defender had 27 combined tackles, 9 quarterback hits, 6 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, 2 pass deflections, a forced fumble, and an interception in 13 games, 1 start. Okwara followed up his breakout year in 2022 with only 17 combined tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 3 quarterback hits, and 2 sacks in 10 games, 2 starts. The former Day 2 pick had his season cut short again by injury. Okwara was placed on injured reserve on December 3, 2022 with an elbow injury. Okwara has had trouble shaking the injury bug in his career as he was placed on IR before the 2023 season. The veteran pass rusher eventually was activated off injured reserve and played in 9 games with the Lions. Detroit waived Okwara on Jan 18, 2024, but signed him to the practice squad a couple of days later. The Philadelphia Eagles signed Okwara in February 2024 to a reserve future contract after his deal with the Lions expired. Okwara went to training camp with the Eagles but didn't make the 53-man roster. However, the Cardinals came calling, and that's where he spent last season. Okwara will try to build off what he did in Arizona and add it to a Browns defense that could use depth and talent on the defensive line. The key for Okwara to stick in Cleveland will be staying healthy. NFL rumors Browns trade up with Commanders for QB in ESPN mock draft. Would the Commanders be willing to make the move? It's looking like the Cleveland Browns should pass on Shedeur Sanders, but that doesn't mean they should stop hunting a quarterback. And in an ESPN mock draft, the Browns traded up with the Commanders to get their man. Mel Kiper Jr. selected two-way. Star Travis Hunter for the Browns with their number 2 overall pick after Field Yates tabbed quarterback Cam Ward for the Titans. That means the Browns passed on Shedeur Sanders, who went to the New Orleans Saints at number 9. But when the Commanders stepped into the spotlight at pick number 29, the Browns made their move. QB Jackson Dart lands with Browns in round 1. Yates suggested the Browns to trade up and get the Ole Miss product. Dart set numerous single-season and career records with the Rebels, including the Rebels' all-time lead in wins 28, passing yards 10,617, and total offense 12,117. Cleveland could look to trade back into the first round if the quarterback board falls. The right way, and this is a good chance to do so, Yates said. Kiper agreed. Makes a lot of sense to me. The Commanders would love an extra day 2 pick. Yates said the Browns couldn't risk the Giants leapfrogging them at the start of the second round. Hez accurate and mobile with a big arm, and by getting him in round 1, Cleveland would have a 5th-year option on Dart too, Yates said. The 6'2", 221-pound Dart brings some good things to the table, according to an iTimes. Comarts, his athleticism to buy time and scramble for positive yards is an asset, Dane Brugler wrote. Overall, Dart needs time to develop his progression-based reads, and anticipation things he wasn't asked to regularly do in college, but he is a natural thrower of the football with promising mobility and high-level competitive intangibles. Dart received a rating as a good backup with the potential to become a starter, according to NFL. Kaumathi, he will need to work with better anticipation and decisiveness to win in tight windows as a pro, Lance Zierlein wrote. Teams might see physical and play similarities between Dart and Brock Purdy. Commanders get a pair of potential standouts with their picks. The Commanders grabbed edge rusher Donovan Ezeruaku, Boston College, and running back Caleb Johnson of Iowa. Ezeruaku would be terrific value at the top of the second round, Yates wrote. He could easily climb into the 20s as one of the best pure pass rushers in the class. More backfield depth makes sense for the Commanders, and Johnson would bring a good blend of size and power. Browns sign DE to 90-man roster ahead of NFL draft. As the Cleveland Browns prepare for the upcoming NFL draft, they're continuing to retool the roster in preparation. On Monday, they added to their 90-man roster. The team announced that they have signed defensive end Julian Okwara, but did not disclose the terms of the deal. The 27-year-old from London, England, was drafted in the 3rd round of the 2020 NFL Draft by the Detroit Lions, where he spent the first 4 years of his career. He signed with the Philadelphia Eagles last offseason, but failed to make the 53-man roster and moved on to the Arizona Cardinals. Across 13 games for the Cardinals, Okwara posted 18 tackles with 3 for loss, 1 sack, and 1 pass defended. In his 4 seasons in Detroit, he registered 54 tackles, 9 sacks, 1 interception, a forced fumble, and 1 fumble recovery. Okwara was born in London but raised in Nigeria, Lagos, and Lekki before arriving in the United States while he was in 3rd grade. He was a 4-star recruit in high school before committing to Notre Dame. While playing for the Irish from 2016-2019, he posted 77 combined tackles with 46 solo and 5 sacks across 45 games. He added 2 interceptions, 1 pass, defended, a fumble recovery, and 4 forced fumbles. Okwara's older brother Romeo also played at Notre Dame and for the New York Giants and Lions during his pro career from 2016-2023. Travis Hunter fires warning shot at NFL teams looking to draft him after the draft stock of Colorado quarterbacks. And Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year, Shedeur Sanders. The consensus thought about the Cleveland Browns' number 2 pick is that they'll select Sanders' Colorado teammate and wideout cornerback Travis Hunter. Hunter's strengths in college and his ability to play both offense and defense were instrumental in his Heisman Trophy-winning campaign, and he wants it to be clear that he expects to do both at the NFL level, as he told Garrett Podell of CBS Sports. It's up to them to want me to be on their team and the organization to believe that they can let me do exactly what I want to do, and that's play both sides of the ball and be the same Travis that I was in college and better, Hunter said. I don't believe in wishing to be the 2nd overall pick. If it was up to me, I'll be the 1st overall pick. I'm blessed to be the best player in this, one of the best players in this draft, in this class, so I'm blessed to be where I'm at. Browns general manager Andrew Berry is on record saying they'd love Hunter to focus on defense if he plays in Cleveland, so these comments are something Berry and the Browns would need to consider before spending the number 2 pick on him. Of course, Hunter's talent on either side of the ball could warrant the 2nd overall pick, and Berry and the Browns could sort all that out with Hunter after the fact. And now, Dog Pound fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for Dog Pound. I'll be back any moment with more Dog Pound news. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woof, woof.